Texas League Baseball is next. And a happy Sunday afternoon, everybody. We welcome you into a live broadcast from Midland, Texas. And now here's the star of the show, the one and only John Baker. Well, thank you, Bob, and a happy Sunday to you as well, as we get set for the final game of our 6-game set between the visiting San Antonio Missions and your Midland Rockhounds. Well, it's Taco Villa Sunday, as pretty much everybody getting ready for the coupons to be passed out for free tacos, courtesy of the coupon of Taco Villa. Midland heads on the road after this game today. They'll head to Frisco to take on the Frisco Rough Riders in a 6-game set there at Statesman's Park, while myself and Bob return to San Antonio with the Missions, as we have a Tuesday through Sunday series against the visiting Wichita Wind Surge. After that 6 games, Missions are head to the North Division to take on the Arkansas Travelers in a 6-game set. Then they'll head back home, take on Midland for a 6-game homestand there in San Antonio, which that will be pretty good. Well, anyway, I'm joined in the booth by my partner, Bob. Bob, always good to see you, as always. It was always good to see you too, John. Well, what a night we've had as San Antonio now in a 2-game winning streak. They won Friday night 15-1, and last night by the final score 8-2, which, got to say, that is a pretty remarkable ball game, as we all know. Yeah, I got to say, John, they really had a lot of hard-hit balls last night, and so far, they're going to see what happens today. But anyway, pretty good as we get this one here off and running one last time here in Midland, at least for a while. Well, at least get to see home just for one more time. For now, until we return, and we will go ahead and give you the return date as when San Antonio will come back to Midland, and we'll say it's going to be a pretty good time, as we'll get to do this again. And I love to do some baseball here in Midland and broadcasts here in the booth here at good old Franco Park. Franco Park is a pretty good place. It's also the home of the Rockhounds, and so far it's pretty good. You got a bank building just to your right-hand side of your screen, and so far it's going to be pretty good. Well, let's see here. We got one more game with Midland. Then May 20th through the 25th is our 6-game set versus Wichita. And then May 27th through June 1st, we are up in Arkansas. And then we're back home to take on Midland. After that, we'll head to Amarillo to take on a 6-game set against the Amarillo Sod Poodles. Then we head back home to San Antonio, June 17th through the 22nd, to take on the Frisco Rough Riders. June 24th, we're back to Midland. So we will be back in Midland on those days. And then we have a split half series against Corpus Christi. We'll have a July 1st through the 3rd against Corpus Christi. And then a July 4th through the 6th at Corpus Christi. Then from Corpus Christi, San Antonio, we'll head up to Wichita for a 6-game set. Then it's a 9-game homestand with the Sod Poodles for 3. And then a Midland Rockhounds one last time coming to San Antonio on July 22nd through the 27th. July 29th through August 3rd, we're at Frisco. August 5th through the 10th, we're taking on Springfield, which that will be our 6-game set against the Cardinals. And then we're up in Tulsa, August 12th through the 17th. Missions, one last time, they'll take on the Amarillo Sod Poodles there in San Antonio. Then we're back on the road taking on the Frisco Rough Riders August 26th through the 31st. So that will pretty much be our last ever meet up against the Rough Riders for the year of 2025. We last go home for one more homestand starting September 2nd through the 7th as we take on the visiting Corpus Christi Hooks. And after that, we finish the season on the road September 9th through the 14th as we have our last ever 6-game set at Springfield. And then it'll be division playoff rounds. And hopefully the San Antonio could get in here and get the playoffs going. I mean, they tried to the last couple of times, but evidently they didn't get so lucky the last couple of years. But anyway, we're hoping that San Antonio, I mean, we're down to at least 2 months left of the first half. And so far, second half will start in July. So July 18th through the 20th, when we take on the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles and the visiting Midland Rockhounds, a 9-game homestand, that's when the second half will commence. And so far, it's all about clinching the playoff spot in the first half. And so far, it's big news when you get in there and you try to clinch a playoff spot for your ball club. And that's what it all comes down to. Well, anyway, we've got a big day today here in Midland. So it'll be our last game until we return June 24th through the 29th. So we will keep that in mind when the missions return to Midland. And pretty good on that. Well, anyway, we're just about set to go on this Sunday afternoon. And yes, it has been a pretty good day thus far. We are set to go at 1:05 p.m. And so far, we do have our ball clubs. We got Northwest Arkansas at Tulsa, San Antonio at Midland, Arkansas at Wichita, Amarillo at Springfield. We are set to go for the 4 ball clubs that are about ready to play this afternoon. Corpus Christi and Frisco will start at 7:05 tonight, so they'll get their evening ball game ready to go. But anyway, just wanted to keep y'all up to date on the Texas League, and we are updating y'all right now on that. Well, we'll be right back after this. This is a proud sponsor of Chaco Villa to commemorate the Midland Rockhounds, and so far pretty good on that. We'll be right back. boy, we're just set to go here in Midland, just a few moments from first pitch on a partly cloudy Sunday afternoon, as we're getting the fans up in the stands now. And here is a right-hander, Tanner Dotson. He gets the call for Midland in the sixth game of this six-game finale. Four-seam slider, a curveball, and a two-seam fastball for the Rockhounds today, as Dotson will get the assignment on the hill for Midland. The left fielder is Albert Fabian as he strides up for San Antonio. And we are about ready for some afternoon baseball. Here's a first pitch by Tanner Dotson. We are underway. That is a cold strike to lead us off. And we are 105 here this afternoon. So far, a pretty good day if San Antonio could clinch this game and split series it. And that is up to the left field, caught by the left fielder for the out. Let's go ahead and give the visiting San Antonio Missions the starting lineups. And so far, here they are. Fabian, Salas, Mearsby, the leadoff three. Castagnon, Campbell, and Roederer. Middle, Rojas, Cedeno, and DeVries will round out the batting order for San Antonio here this afternoon. The catcher is Ethan Salas. Salas coming in, and he takes that one in for a strike. It's 0-1. Got a hot afternoon on hand for us here. We are temperature at 98 degrees. Even though we do have the clouds, shade here and there. But that one's taken down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Just absolutely love the color orange of the Rockhounds jerseys. Okay. Pretty good. That one's hit high in the air, down and in the left field for a base hit. So 2 outfielders give a chase, and pretty much they didn't catch up to it.
The center fielder, number 14.
And so far they fail to catch it, and it drops in. Here is center fielder Joshua Mears as he takes that a strike, and it's 0-1. Our 8 ball clubs are going this afternoon. Corpus Christi and Frisco start at 7 o'clock this evening. That one right there, a ground hopper. And that is out number 2. But runner going from first to second is safely. So that'll put a runner into scoring position. First baseman is Marcos Castagnon. They'll lead it off here in the top of the first inning for San Antonio. And that's a swing and a miss right there. The count now 0-1. So happy Taco Villa Sunday afternoon, and so far pretty good on that, as everybody in today's game will get a coupon of the 12 tacos they were promised. And this one brought to you in part by Taco Villa. Just a great Mexican food place of all time. That is going to be right there. That's a liner straightaway left, and that's going to put in the first run for San Antonio. And the Missions are up 1-0 early on with a 1 out, with a 2 out single to left field. Runner from second scores in. So 2 out single, a run in to score for San Antonio. Makes it 1-0 Missions. Right fielder Jacob Campbell stepping in now. Trying to get another run in to score. Here's the pitch, and that is fouled away behind the backstop, and the count now 0-2. Starting to see a few people in the crowd wearing tank tops, but I do believe that there is about 30 to 40% of the fans wearing tank tops here today. Well, that'll pretty much do it for this half inning, but a run in to score on a single. So 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left for San Antonio. As we head to the bottom of the first, it's 1-0 San Antonio. About ready for the bottom of the first inning for Midland, right near the Rockhounds Baseball Network. 1-0 San Antonio as we lead it off to the bottom of the first, and pitching is Jagger Haynes. There's a 4-seam slider and a changeup. It was ready to go on the mound for the bottom of the first inning.
For Midland, the shortstop.
Rockhounds shortstop Arabelle Angeles leads things off here for Midland. And the pitch. That is high and outside, and that will go into the crowd. And it's no balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. And right there, the count now 0-2. Boy, a nice hot day for all the kiddos out there, those that come out to the ball game. One is outside, 1-2. So pretty good right there. 1-2. That's fouled. Still hanging on is Arabelle Angeles, who comes in batting a .234 in the ERA of a 500. That's a swing and a miss right there. Blew it right by him, and that's out number 1. Well, the strikeout goes to Jagger Haynes. Boy, just really blew it right by him for that strikeout. Here's Colby Halter as he comes in and pushes one past him for a strike. It's 0-1 to the second baseman for Midland. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Boy, he is making him jump out of his socks and shoes right there. And I tell you one thing, just funny as it comes, it's just a funny thing. Outside 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. 1-2. That one is a hopper right there. And that is foul ball to the right-hand side. And a pitch. Chop foul, and he'll see another. That's down and in, and the count now 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and he blew it right by him, and that's out number 2.
Batting third.
2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. One more before we head for the second inning for San Antonio. Here's Nate Nankiel. Nankiel coming in, and he powers that one in for a strike, and it's 0-1. As I said before, 98 degrees here at the ball game today, partly cloudy. And that's a hopper right there. Rojas will throw across the diamond to Castañon, and that will end the half inning. So no runs, hits, or errors for Midland. Nobody left on. As we head now to the second inning, San Antonio leads this game 1-0. We're back here as designated hitter. Cole Roederer will lead it off for San Antonio when we come back. Top of the second inning for San Antonio, right now the Rockhounds Baseball Network. 1-0 missions as we head off to the second inning. Here's the designated hitter, Cole Roederer, as he stands in. Fouls that one off. The count now 0-1. Pretty good day here. Sunny, but partly cloudy. That is a liner straight away left, and that's a base hit to that side of the area. Sneaks through for the short and third base areas. But evidently pretty good on that. Here's the next batter. Hot corner at the hot plate. Third baseman, Yendry Rojas. Rojas takes a strike in the inside, and it's count now 0-1. Runner number 2 out there at first base. Nobody out. Beautiful day, Franco Park. A 1-0 San Antonio lead here in the second inning. That's going to be right there, and it will fall into the left fielder's glove, and that's out number 1.
The second baseman, Nerwillian Cedeno.
Well, that'll bring up Nerwillian Cedeno as he comes in for San Antonio. The second baseman here today, and for every game, he is out in second base. The 8-hole batter comes in. Now one hit high in the air, and that looks like trouble, and it lands right for the base hit. So 2 back-to-back singles
Number 94.
up in this half inning. And still getting something going. That's pretty good. Yeah, I got to say, John, it is absolutely right when you get two base hits that could get something going. And that for sure. Next batter to the bottom of the San Antonio order. Here is shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries. As he comes in. Boy, fans up in San Antonio saying it's cloudy. Storms went through Tulsa just a little while ago, but they did get rain. But evidently they're out playing baseball against the Northwest Arkansas Naturals today. Don't forget Arkansas at Wichita this afternoon. They are playing right now, and wind surge up by a boatload, 6-0. That is right there. A ground hopper, second one, and they get them both. A double play, Taco Villa style double play, and that ends the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left for San Antonio, and we now head to the bottom half of the second inning. San Antonio leads it 1-0. So back here as Nick Kurtz comes in for Midland, and we'll be right back after the break. We're getting set for the bottom of the second right now for the Midland Rockhounds in the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, here's Nick Kurtz coming in as he'll lead off the bottom of 2 for Midland. It's 4, 5, and 6 for the Rockhounds. That pitch is yanked foul, and it's 0-1. Midland wearing their road oranges here today. San Antonio in their road grays. That's right there to Castagnon, and he's got it. And there is out number 1 on the play.
Trinkle.
Here is the left fielder, Caden Trinkle. Trinkle coming in, ready to go. To wind up the pitch, and that's going to be a ground hopper in front of Rojas. He'll flip it to Castagnon, and 2 quickly are out here in this half inning.
The designated hitter, Nick Schwartz.
Well, that'll bring up the Midland designated hitter, Nick Schwartz. Schwartz coming in, ready to go. Bats in the right-hand side, and he'll take that a strike inside, and it's 0-1. Well, Rough Rider fans, get ready for Midland to come into your neighborhood. Starting Tuesday through Sunday next week, Rockhounds and Frisco Rough Riders. Well, we are headed home after today, Bob, and we'll say we take on the Wichita Wind Surge starting Tuesday through Sunday in our ballpark.
Ball, that's in.
Yeah, that's right, John, and so far going to be pretty fun when we take on the Minnesota Twins AA team up in Wichita, Kansas. And that's going to be a pretty good time. 2 hours of Wakita and the Oklahoma border. Yeah, that is for sure. Here's a pitch, and that one is blistered deep to right field. Boy, that one is hit. It is out of here. And Nick Schwartz gets a home run for Midland. He puts that one over the fence. Home crowd happy about that. And it is now a tie ball game at 1-1. Man, I got to say, John, that one was power-headed over the fence. And as we look at it, with 92.5 mile per hour on the exit velocity, so that is pretty good. Number 7 hitter for the Rockhounds, Henry Bolt. As comes in and takes a strike swinging, and it's the count now 0-1. We're match point 1-1 here in the bottom of the second inning. Pretty good on that. That one's going to be also hit to the left field area, and that one is gone. Back-to-back jacks. Henry Bolt comes in to score. And boy, I tell you what, the Rockhounds now push their front into the lead. It's now 2-1 against San Antonio. Boy, that'll put a smile on a manager's face, wouldn't you think, Bob? I think so. I mean, when you do that, that really makes everybody a happy manager, and plus a happy team as well. 8-hole batter Drew Swift coming in as he'll take that one outside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 away after back-to-back home runs out of the ballpark puts Midland to a 2-1 lead against the San Antonio Missions. And so far, pretty good. Here's the pitch. That one down and in, 1-1.
1-1.
Well, gets a home crowd happy about that. And see if they could clinch a series finale against San Antonio. 2-1. That one high flying in the air, and that will go foul. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. That is fouled, and that's in the crowd. 2-2. And right there, groundhopper Castagnon gets it himself, and that ends the inning. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on for Midland. We now head to the 3rd inning. Midland leads it 2-1. Top half of the 3rd for San Antonio's. We go to the top of the batting order. That'll bring up left fielder Albert Fabian. Salas and Mears will follow in suit. And we'll be right back. Well, we're about set to go for the third inning for San Antonio. Right now, the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Third inning set to go. Thank you, Bob. Here is left fielder Albert Fabian as he will lead us off. And he's going to hit that one up the left. That's a base hit. And that'll get through. And boy, he loses it right up to the corner area. Then that's going to put the tying run at second on a Fabian double. Well, as you can see where the big mistake was, that's pretty much where he really didn't have the ball at all. Here is Ethan Salas as he takes that one high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. One out. And that's going to be right there. That's a liner in straightaway right center. It's a base hit to first and third now with still nobody out. Boy, San Antonio now having the tying run at third base. And it is a pretty good thing that play it stationary to stationary. One's outside to the center fielder, Joshua Mears, as he takes a ball. And the count now 1-0. He's 0 for 1, a ground out. Well, looking pretty good here. A base hit to the far out anywhere to bring in some runs. That is right there, and that'll go into the crowd, a foul ball. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's pitch. That one is lifted. That one high in the air. And here comes the runner. And he tags up from third, heads home, and ties it up right there.
Now batting, the first baseman.
And it is now 2-2 here in Midland. So what a great way to get that tying run home. And so far, they are celebrating for that RBI to come in. That is taken in for a cold strike to the first baseman, Marcos Castañon. Castañon coming in, and he'll take that one down and in. And that is 1 ball, 1 strike to him. There's 1 for 1 here. And that's taken in for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. That one a slow roller. The second for 1. And they relay it to the first base area. And that will overturn a Taco Villa double play. So a run on a few hits, no errors, and nobody left on here in this half inning. We head now to the bottom half of 3, and it's tied 2-2. Willie McIver coming in as he'll lead off the bottom of the third for Midland when we come back. Well, we head to the top of the bottom of the third inning, and here is Willie McIver. And take it away, John. Thank you, Bob. 9-1-2 due up for the Midland Rockhounds as they take a ball down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-2 ball game. San Antonio and Midland. Both sides hitting the ball pretty good today, and so far this Sunday afternoon, it's always a good day to come out and enjoy the baseball out on us. That's pretty good. That one high and outside, and it's 1-2. San Antonio winning last night 8-2 against the Rockhounds, and so far that was pretty good. That's a swing and a miss. McIver swings the low and gets struck out. And that's the third strikeout for Jagger Haynes. We lead it off to the top of the Midland batting order. Here is shortstop Urabel Angeles. Angeles coming in to wind up the stretch, and he'll take that as strike inside. And it's 0-1. No ball. 2. Boy, top of the fourth coming up after 2 more outs.
Ball, that's out.
And evidently still a little ways to go in this broadcast. Here's a 1-2. That one is straight away left. Fabian gets over and makes the play. And they're 2 down.
Second baseman, Colby Halter.
Second baseman, Colby Halter. Coming in 0 for 1, a strikeout. And a pitch. That is inside for a strike, and it's 0-1. The pitch, that one is high fly in the air up to center. Mears getting over, and he makes the play. So no runs, hits, or errors, nobody left on for Midland. As we head to the fourth, we're tied at 2. Campbell, Roederer, and Rojas will lead it off in the top of the fourth. And we'll be right back to Rockhounds baseball. It's San Antonio 2, Rockhounds 2. Top half of the fourth inning for San Antonio right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, thank you, Bob. And got to say, here is right fielder Jacob Campbell. Clean it off here in the top of the fourth inning for San Antonio. And that went down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. And that is in for the taken strike. It's 1-1. Boy, just a beautiful day here in Midland as we round out the series against San Antonio. And yes, we do go home after today. It's always good to head back to our home ballpark in San Antonio, Texas.
Ball, that pitch is out.
6-game homestand against Wichita. The wind surge of the Minnesota Twins AA farm system. And then after that, we head up to Arkansas. And back home to take on the Rockhounds after that. That one is power blistered right up to the left field area. And that is getting through for the base hit.
Now batting, designated hitter, Cole Roederer.
Oh, Cole Roederer coming in. We have on and off homestands throughout the month of May, going through June, and just a lot through July and even August. Designated hitter Cole Roederer stands in now. No balls and a strike, a runner at first. Tie ball game between these two, and still trying to find out who will take a series finale. Depending on San Antonio and Midland, that is yet to be decided in this one. Well, it depends how many hard-hit balls you got there, John. Yeah, for sure. That is right there, and that is gloved by the first baseman. And boy, he would have had 2 if that guy didn't get back to first in time. Man, I tell you one thing, John, that would have been rough around the edges for the San Antonio Missions. Yeah, it sure would have been. Yendry Rojas, the 7-hole hitter. And he gets that one up to left field. That's a base hit. So 2 aboard with 1 away here in the 4th inning. San Antonio's starting to do some major work as they're trying to get in some more runs to conclude this game. To even bring on a series finale, and that's going to do it for the starter here today, as the manager will pull out this guy. Boy, and that kind of looks like the storm chaser, Reed Timmer.
For the Rockhounds, number 69.
And here's Jack Perkins as he'll get in. It's a right-hander. Getting the ball from the manager, and 4-seam, circle chain, slurve, cutter, and a sinker. Pitching in Jack Perkins. He'll pitch in relief for Midland. Norwillian Cedeno coming in as he'll take a cutter down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Blue River Stadium is also good as well in the weather. Evidently, they've had few showers and thunderstorms around the area, but nothing that serious. That's right there. And he is safe, so the bases are loaded. And that will be an infield single for San Antonio. And what a way to come in this one. Shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries could do some damage. Even if he gets one out of the ballpark, he could get a grand slammer. Or they could walk in the run. So they can't put anybody else out there because the bases are loaded. Yeah, I know. And that's one thing you don't want to ever get yourself into is a bases loaded jam. That will really cook you alive in this ball game. That one high and outside, 2 balls and no strikes to Leo Dallas DeVries. And you see what I'm saying, John? I mean, Sometimes you wonder how you're going to get a pitch call like that, but he doesn't call it. And that's right there, gloved. And he's still safe out there at second. So 2 down and bases are loaded. They're trying to get a push across the tie-breaking run. And here's left fielder Albert Fabian. Fabian trying to get some work done here by crushing this tying ball game and bringing home the go-ahead run. It's one thing that you should try to do when you have a bases-loaded opportunity and hopefully try to get something going. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. That one is a ground hopper right there in front of the pitcher, and they will tightrope out of danger. So no runs on a few hits, no errors. They leave the bases loaded. Bottom half of the 4th inning coming up. We're still tied at 2 here in Midland, Texas. Rockhounds and Nate Nankiel will lead it off the bottom of 4 when we come back. All right, about ready for the top of the or bottom of the fourth inning. Here is Nate Nankill as he leads it off for Midland in the bottom of four. Here's the pitch. That one is lifted high and foul, and it goes 0-1 to him. I will say this will be our big, huge 12. We do have 6 on the road and 6 there in San Antonio to take on Wichita. High in the air, Cedeno will grab it, and he's got it for the out. So 1 up, 1 down as Cedeno comes in. Gloves it perfectly. First baseman is Nick Kurtz. Boy, Springfield up a pretty good lead. In the bottom half of the 6th inning, Springfield 5-1 against Amarillo. They got a good sizable lead. They lead by 4 there at Blue River Stadium. One right there out of play, and the count now 0-2. Boy, it was a nice sunny afternoon, but clouds are starting to roll in there in Springfield, and maybe I think they do have a lot more rain and severe weather headed their way.
Now batting, the left fielder.
Oh, base hit by Nick Kurtz.
Trinkle.
And that'll bring in the next batter up, Caden Trinkle. Here's the pitch, and that's inside for a strike. It's 0-1. 0-for-1 the ground out. And the 0-1. That is right there and in. And that's taken for a strike, 0-2. Here's a pitch. Swing and a miss. And he'll get him down. So 4th strikeout.
Batting, the designated hitter, Nick.
Well, I tell you one thing, this guy, Jagger Haynes, really wowing his bullpen. Though this could be the last inning that he could be a part of. And a new pitcher will be out in the bottom of 5. Nick Schwartz, designated hitter, coming in, and he's going to power that one over to the center field area, and that's going to get down for a base hit. And Bob, turn that down.
Now batting.
Okay, Bob, what are you doing? Oh, I do apologize, John. I was on my phone playing a game and stuff. Okay, well, next time, turn that down while we're in the middle of broadcast. Or I'll call you a donkey and stream. Ooh, ouch. I ain't no donkey. Do I look like a donkey? Yeah, you probably might. Hee-haw! Hee-haw! Center fielder Henry Bolt coming in. He's one for, what is it? 1 for 1, I guess. Oh, good. You need to pay attention. Well, I am paying attention. Okay, well, there it is. 1 for 1. You had it right the first time. Well, okay. Here's the pitch. That one high in the air. And the left fielder, Fabian, runs it down. They tightrope out of danger. And that will do it. Boy, number 75 ain't happy about that, as that will pretty much end this 4th inning. So still tied at 2 here in Midland, Texas, as we head to the 5th in this ball game. San Antonio catcher Ethan Salas will lead it off. When we come back, it's 2-2 or score. We're back here for more baseball here in Midland, Texas. We bring you the top of the fifth inning for San Antonio. Take it away, John. Thank you, Bob. Ethan Salas coming in as we set to go. That one is high in the air, up to center. Center fielder give a chase, and he can't get there. That will land right in front of the fence. And that's a leadoff double for Ethan Salas. That'll bring up center fielder Joshua Mears. Well, he's got the opportunity of getting in that tie-breaking run. Mears coming in, and here comes the pitch. Fouled and away. Out now, 0-1. Sacrifice fly, the RBI that he had the last time up. Hot Sunday afternoon, fifth inning here in Midland. Final game of the 6-game set. That one right there, the count now 1-1. So glad if you are coming in and joining us. We've got fans watching from San Antonio and Amarillo. Sod Poodles up in Springfield. They are top half of the seventh inning. Springfield leading 5-1 against the Sod Poodles. Marcos Castañon, the first baseman, gets in. Boy, big lead now for Wichita. They lead the Arkansas Travelers by a score of 13-2. They're doing pretty good there at the porch. And that's going to be a base hit. Here comes the runner. And in to score. And San Antonio retakes back the lead.
First baseman, number 6, Marcos.
Which that is pretty good. Here is Marcos Castañon. As he leads it off. A base hit that got in the run. So the RBI single by the third hole batter. So far, pretty good on that as well. Well, here is 1 for 2 to Castañon. 1 ball, no strikes. And that's a slow roller. Shortstop to second to first. And they'll get them both. Midland trailing this game by 1. San Antonio in lead of this game. And hopefully Midland might come back and try to put the tie game again. That's it back to the mound. Throw down the first, and that's the half inning over. But an RBI single comes in across the score on Joshua Mears. And it's a San Antonio lead of 3-2 against Midland. We're back here right after this as Drew Swift leads off the bottom of 5 when we come back. Bottom half of the fifth inning for Midland, right now the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Drew Swift coming up now for Midland as we're set to go 8-9-1 in the bottom half of this one. That one is fouled off. The count now 0-1. Swift is the tying run. The go-ahead on the on-deck circle. That is swing and a miss right there for strike two. And it's 0-2 to Swift. Great crowd here this afternoon. Bottom of the fifth, and that is going to be fouled off. And the count now still hanging at 0-2. And pitch. Out of play. Boy, he's still getting in there and hitting some foul balls left, right, up, and down. And still hanging on. Boy, that's one way you confuse the pitcher out there. Even for San Antonio pitching, they're just trying to get this guy out. Yep, swing and a miss right there, and that's out number one. Fifth strikeout.
Now batting, the catcher,
as he comes in and gets that one. And that'll bring in Willie MacGyver. MacGyver coming in and going pretty strong on that one. Now it's going to be right there up the left. If that's going to get down, a base hit. And runner's still running after it. They try to get there, and that's not going to stop. He's going to go for three, and he's in there with a one-out triple. Boy, MacGyver really gone around, and it's pretty good that he comes in and got that triple for the team. Now the tying run for Midland is on base. That one is high. That one is deep up the left. That is out of here. And Midland takes back the lead on Arabelle Angeles. And it's 4-3 Midland. Boy, tell you one thing, that was tough to swallow. But now the Rockhounds coming back in this one, as that was pretty much a hard hit ball. And yes, we are now seeing some shade. It's got to be nice to see a little bit of that every now and then. Here is second baseman Colby Halter. 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout. Our score today, Midland 4, San Antonio 3. The Rockhounds lead the Missions 4-3 in this game. That one is right there, and that's going to get down a base hit. And that's going to go all the way to the wall. Yes, they're still looking for it. And that's going to be a triple on a base hit. Boy, it looks like the left fielder, Albert Fabian, lost the ball. And yeah, he did. He was looking all over for it, even though we couldn't see it, because the camera angle was pointed to that area. But that wall was in the way. Right fielder Nate Nankiel coming in. Runner at third, one away here for Midland. 0-1. That is inside, but called a ball, and the count now 1-1. Here's the pitch. That one high and outside, and that will be the count now 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count now to Nankiel. High in the air, and that is out of play. So the count now is still holding 1-2. And broken bat, ground hopper. Haynes will pitch and fire right to Castagnon. And that is out number 2. Did not reach on base, a broken bat. And so far that will be pieces of shrapnel flying everywhere. And they're going to pretty much get after that on a broken bat. And we're going to take a quick pause. So they go out there, pick up the pieces of wood, and that way it's not lying around the field. So give us about a 15-second break, and we'll be right back as we continue the bottom of the fifth. All right, back here for the bottom of the fifth inning as Nick Kurtz coming in after the break after a baseball bat getting picked up off the field with pieces. Count now, 0-1. As the last batter up, a runner in third, scoring position for Midland. So far, pretty good. Here's the pitch. That is right there, out of play. And the count now, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. And again, sends that one out of play, foul. Well, it's top of the 8th against the Sod Poodles there at Springfield. Boy, the 7th inning was pretty good as Springfield gets a run in, making it the Springfield Cardinals 6 and the Sod Poodles 1. And that's going to get over right there, and that will put a run in. And that's going to bring in a 2-out triple for Nick Kurtz. I was going to call him Nick Cruz, but that's not his name, his last name, that is. Kind of a long week for it, is it, John? Yeah, I got to say it has been. So now Midland stretches their lead 5-3 against the San Antonio Missions. Here's Caden Trinkle. Comes in and fouls that one off. Out of play near the coach's box. And it's a strikeout and a ground out 0-2 by Trinkle for Midland today. The 0-1. That's a swing and a miss right there. The count now 0-2. Join us Tuesday. We're back at our home ballpark in San Antonio. Wichita Wind Surge taking on the Missions. That will get swiped to first, and that will do it. But, boy, 2 triples give the Rockhounds the lead. And it's 5-3 Midland here as we head to the 6th inning for San Antonio. Cool Rotorer leads things off, top of 6. We're back here after these commercial messages. Do you know how fun horseback riding is? Well, you can visit West Creek Trail Rides Tuesday through Sunday, any day you want, and it's going to be pretty good. So come on by at West Creek Trail Rides in San Antonio, Texas. To book your appointment, just go on the website, www.westcreektrailrides.com, or also call the 210 number to book your online appointment. Thank you, Bob, and it's always a pretty good place, as we all know, because it's been a place that I've been going to for the last almost 2 years. Don't forget new episodes of Horseback Riding Adventures, Saturday mornings at 9:30. And yes, we're down to the final 6 episodes of the season, as season ends on June 21st, 2025. Well, we lead off the 6th inning for San Antonio, and here's the designated hitter, Cole Roederer, as he strides up next for San Antonio. 5-3 your score. Midland leading 2 against the Missions. That one is going to be popped foul. The count now 0-1. And a pitch. That one is lifted high in the air, up to right, and he gets it to shallow right center.
The third baseman.
And he puts that one in his pocket and contempt with 1 away. Third baseman Yendry Rojas, 1 for 2, a single. Well, don't forget our 8 ball clubs playing this afternoon. Frisco and Corpus Christi will start at 7:05 this evening, and they will round out the playing field. Now, evidently, with the Rough Riders are really getting pretty good, and we'll look at the standings. It is 22 even for the Rockhounds and Frisco. It's 21 even for Arkansas and Wichita. So pretty good. We have 4 teams that are playing Catch the Rat. Oh, what the heck did you say? I said, catch the rat, Bob. I thought rat traps are supposed to do that. And that is ball 4. And Perkins just decides to walk the leadoff batter. Here is second baseman Norwillian Cedeno, 1 for 2 single. Tying run is the second baseman for San Antonio. Here's the pitch. That one high and outside, ball 1. Well, if San Antonio wins this one today, it'll be 20-19. But if Midland continues to do what they do and win this one, they'll be 23-16. That's going to be a liner right there, and that's going to get down a base hit. And they better put the stop brakes on, as that will be station to station. Second and third, 1 away. Cedeno gets into second base on a 1-out double. And that's a good thing where they come in. And the next batter up is shortstop Leo Dallas DeVries. DeVries comes in, circle change, swing and a miss. The count now 0-1. Boy, he lined out in the ground out. Pretty good on that as well, and 0 for 2 of the day. Boy, starting to see a lot of clouds develop over the ballpark. And again, swings and misses on a slurve. And that's the count now, 0-2. 28 pitches by the reliever Jack Perkins. And that is going to be up the middle. A run in to score, and it looks like he is safely aboard. He beats it out. Pretty good play right there as San Antonio gets going on that. Well, starting to see some pretty good shade here, and so far, very nice indeed. 1 for 3, a double by the left fielder Fabian. Well, starting to see a little shade here at the ballpark, and Pretty nice on a Sunday afternoon here in Midland. And the pitch. That one is high flying in the air. And will that tie us up? Here he comes. He is taking off running across the score, and they are tying it up. Sacrifice fly gets a run across from third by left fielder Albert Fabian on the single. Well, time now is being called as here comes the manager, and that's going to do for Jack Perkins here this afternoon. Boy, not too good, as now the manager's quite upset about the 2 runs coming in to score for San Antonio.
Number 15.
And so far, that'll put us tied at 5-5. New arm coming out, Jack Weisenberger. 4-seam slider and a 2-seam fastball. Weisenberger now pitching for Midland. And now here's Ethan Salas. 3 for 3, double, 2 singles, 2 runs here today. It's 5-5 our score here in Midland, Texas. Beautiful Franco Park. We love Franco. It's a good baseball park for Midland. And so far, a lot of Rockhound fans voted number 1 for the great state of Texas. That one right there. Slow roller, ground hopper to first, and that will do it. Well, 2 runs in the score, and so far we are tied now at 5-5 as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning here in this afternoon's contest. So we will be right back with our proud sponsors as Nick Schwartz will lead it off for Midland in the bottom half of the 6th inning. We're tied 5-5. Well, we head to the bottom half of the sixth inning for Midland, right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, Nick Schwartz coming in on a shady Sunday afternoon, and that one is hit high in the air up to center. Is Joshua Mears making the play for the out?
Now batting, center fielder.
Boy, Wichita down the bottom of the sixth inning, and they lead 11-4. Did I say 14-4? Not yet. At least a couple more base runners are getting in. But evidently for Wichita itself, they're a pretty good ball club out there. That one is drilled. Bolt has one, and it is out of here for Midland. Gone. What a way to get that one going. He delivered. Second home run of the day by Henry Bolt. Jack pocket right out of the ballpark, and that is really good for a Sunday afternoon. Well, that will pretty much do for the starter here. As here comes the San Antonio manager. And that will do for the starter here today. Well, Omar Cruz getting the call for San Antonio, a lefty.
Omar
will get the starting assignment to do the relief position. So four-seam fastball, curveball, changeup, and a two-seam fastball. Our score today is Midland 6 and San Antonio 5. Drew Swift up to the plate with one away and nobody on. And that is down and in for a taken strike, and it's 0-1. Boy, just tell you one thing. Rockhounds really blistered 6 balls out of the ballpark today. A couple of those were triples right there up to right center, and that's out number 2. Swift is down.
MacGyver.
Wichita now 13-4 against Arkansas. Willie MacGyver coming in, 1 for 2, a triple and a run. So far, just another base walk out there for the Wind Surge. And that will do it as Midland by Henry Bolt gets that solo shot to left and makes it a 6-5 ball game for Midland. And we head to the 7th inning here on this Sunday afternoon. And it is 6-5 Rockhounds. And we're back here as Joshua Mears will lead it off for San Antonio to lead off the 7th when we come back. We're back for the 7th inning for San Antonio right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Here is the center fielder, Joshua Mears, as he strides up to the plate. Now for San Antonio. Boy, cloud cover giving us some much-needed shade. That one is high pop-up right there to right field. And he will bring it in. What a play by the right fielder.
The first baseman, number 6, Marcos.
And that's one down here in this one. Marcos Castañon, RBI single in the first. So far, pretty good with the clouds. And yeah, clouds just developed right on top of us,
0-1.
bringing some instant shade. Might be a few raindrops out there to the right field area. Yeah, pretty much could be a little rain, but evidently
0-2 is the count.
it could be a few showers on this Sunday afternoon. Yeah, pretty good on that too. That one's going to be blistered. That one is deep. That one is back, and it hits the base of the wall. And Marcos Castañon, now the tying run as second comes in.
Number 7.
And San Antonio starting to make some progress here. Just what a way to get that one going. Yeah, it sure does, John. Jacob Campbell coming in. He's ready to go and takes a strike inside. And it's 0-1. 1 for 3, a single by the San Antonio right fielder. Coming in for the Missions. No balls and a strike. And here's pitch by Weisenberger. That one is a slider fouled off. The count now 0-2. So a lot of shade out here. And we get the clouds. A few peaks of sunshine. That one is high. Pop up right there to center. Center fielder has it. And that won't be enough for the runner at second to go to third. So he's going to have to stay put where he is. And we're going to see another pitching change for Midland, as that is 2 times in a row we've seen 2 pitching changes in the last 15 minutes of the broadcast.
Now pitching for the Rockhounds.
Now Ben Bowden coming in.
Ben.
And so far, I don't know why they do that, Bob, but evidently every pitcher should stay in for at least a few, maybe 4 innings tops. Well, because of the heat, John, they really have to be careful on their pitchers. You know, if it gets too tiring for them, they really have to watch out. Oh, good point. I didn't think about that, but good thing you brought that up about Heat Awareness Day that we all should take into account. Is we really need to keep our eyes on the pitchers and many other things.
0-2.
Oh my goodness, I get a cockroach in here, and we're going to have to really take a quick pause here, and we'll be right back. So anyway, we'll be right back. Okay, well, the cockroach is out of the broadcast booth, and yes, I know that it should have been sprayed down, but evidently we are pretty much getting in there. 1-2 strikes to Cole Roederer. Ben Bowden talking with the home plate umpire about that pitch call. Well, the sun peeping through the clouds. Little shade. That's ground hopper straight to second, to first, and that will do it. Well, we are going to the final 7th inning stretch of this week. And it's taking me up to the ball game. Midland Rockhounds lead it 6-5 against San Antonio. As we head to the bottom of 7, Urabel Angeles will lead it off for Midland when we come back. All right, bottom half of the 7th inning for Midland as we get things going for the last few innings here in this ball game. Well, I got to say, before we get ourselves started, boy, it's raining out there in Wichita right now. Big, heavy raindrops, 13-4. Wichita wind surge against Arkansas. So Wichita 13, Arkansas 4. Boy, coming down a little bit of rain. And yes, we did have a cloud out here in Midland that is really showing some signs of a few rain droplets or sprinkles or whatever. But anyway, We're having our little hopes of rain dances here. Yeah, for sure, John. We really are. Well, we lead off the bottom of the seventh inning from Midland. Here is Irabel Angeles as he comes in. 6-5 Midland in this ball game. They lead one against San Antonio. The Missions trail that one run, and it's an insurance run that came in. And so far, pretty good. The pitch. And he bunts his way. That goes foul.
No, foul ball.
No balls and 2 strikes to Angeles. And that one is foul also. So still hanging on in the count now, 0-2. Well, a great day, a great crowd, a great broadcast, and for all of us, that's a ground hopper right in front of Castañon. He steps on the bag, and that is
Now
one away
second baseman,
as Angeles is down retired.
Halter.
Colby Halter tripled last time, his run 1 for 3. Don't forget Midland at Frisco, San Antonio at home, taking on the Wichita Wind Surge after today. So road travel home, and yeah, we will be back at some point. Evidently with Midland, with the Rockhounds. We'll definitely do this again. Here's the 0-1. And that's going to be a liner. That's straightaway left field. That's a base hit. And he's going to second, and he's got a 1-out double. That is Colby Halter. Boy, what a way to get that one going. Yeah? Oh, yeah, John, I got to tell you, pretty good on that. Well, that is pretty much 14-4 for Wichita. And that's inside for a strike, and it's the count now 0-1 to Nate Nankiel. 0 for 3, a ground out in the first inning. Sun's starting to come back out as we have some pretty good cumulus clouds. Few rain droplets not far from the ballpark. So throwing error on Arkansas, giving them a 14-4 in the bottom of 7. So they are pretty much right in front of where we are. We're bottom of 7. They're the bottom of 7. They're high scoring. Wichita 14, Arkansas 4. Midland leads 6-5 against San Antonio. That one right there, Rojas gets it to Castañon right on cue. And that is out number 3. First baseman Nick Kurtz, 2 for 3, triple. And last time up, a single RBI along with that. Don't forget, we're live Tuesday through Sunday this next following week. Every week we're live with the home games, away games. It don't matter where we are. We keep schedule of everything. No ball, 1 strike. In the pitch. That one's high in the air. Rojas, the hot corner third baseman, gets under it, and he's got it. So 3 up, 3 down. Runner gets in, but does not get in to score at second. We head to the 8th, and Midland leads it 6-5. Do apologize, little indigestion, but 6-5 Midland. Rojas, Cedeno, and DeVries will lead it off in the 8th inning for when we come back. we lead it off to the top of the 8th inning for San Antonio. John Baker, take it away. Thank you, Bob. And got to say, we do have a new score there in Wichita, 14-6, as they are now the top half of the 8th inning. Runner at third. Boy, little rain they got. Pretty nice. But evidently, we did have a little cloud cover over here at Franco Park. So pretty good on that. Yendry Rojas leads things off in the bottom half of the, top half of the 8th inning. I do apologize about that. But you see where that cloud is? It's up to the right field area. So no balls and a strike in the count now. The leadoff batter for San Antonio. The tying run is Rojas. 6-5 Midland, and that's a splitter. Boy, that is really making him nervous out there as he tries to go chase that fastball, but does not hit it. Here's the 0-2. That one is driven up nicely up the left field, and that is out number 1. Caught by the left fielder.
Now batting.
And pretty good on that. Second baseman, Nerwillian Cedeno. 2 for 3 of the day by the second baseman. And that is high and inside for a cold strike, and it's 0-1. If Midland wins this one, they'll be above 500. And tell you one thing or another, they are getting pretty good. Frisco trying to get in there as well. That one's going to be powered up to the left field area. That's going to hit the base of the wall. Left fielder tries to get it. Center fielder gets it. They throw it right to the shortstop, and that will be enough. Getting into second base. So Nerwillian Cedeno gets there safely. And so far, pretty good on that. Yeah, for sure, John. I got to say, one heck of a battle going on between the relief pitcher and the batters. Here's Leo Dallas DeVries as he comes in. And boy, that's going to get away. Runner moves to third and safely a stolen base. And pretty good on that stolen base. Then the wild pitch, and that'll bring up the 90-foot tying run. Boy, big mistake right there as you get in, and the wild pitch really could bite you in the butt afterwards if a base hit is going on. And that one's going to be lifted high in the air. And here comes the tying run. And in to score. And we are deadlocked once again at 6-6.
The left fielder, Albert Fabian.
Well, Albert Fabian coming in. Now Wichita 14-7 against the Arkansas Travelers. Left fielder Fabian coming in, hits that one right to third, jumps, throws, and he got him. So right there, he ends the inning. So a run comes in on a double, and now we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. We're tied this third time around. San Antonio 6, Midland 6. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, Caden Trinkle, Schwartz, and Bolt will lead it in the bottom of 8. So we'll be right back after this from Texas League Baseball, San Antonio 6, Midland 6. Want to come out to the Rockhounds game? Well, guess what? We are getting something pretty good in the Texas League season. Midland will return home on May 27th, taking on the Corpus Christi Hooks. A 6-game set, and pretty good on that. But anyway, John and I, we are going to be up in Arkansas before too long. And as we follow the missions all season long, we're going to have a good time. Now, that's right, Bob. And so far, purchase and print your tickets from home anywhere in the season. Whether you're from AA Midland or San Antonio or wherever you might be in the Texas League, and even from Amarillo and Wichita as well, that is also a big factor. Well, we lead off the bottom of the 8th inning coming up next, and Caden Trinkle will lead it off. 5, 6, and 7 due up as we're tied 6-6 in this ball game. That is a foul ball, and the count now 0-1. Winner take all, the series finale against these two ball clubs. That one, Groundhopper Castañon gets the first right there on time, and he's got the out right in his backyard.
Designated hitter, Nick.
So do you think for a split second we'll have extra innings here today? I think so. If we go to the bottom of the 9th and nothing going, and that means San Antonio could get their turn in winning this game here today. Well, designated hitter Nick Schwartz coming in, and he's got, oh my goodness, he lost that ball. And that's going to get down for a 1-out double. And I don't know if they call that an error on the San Antonio left fielder, but evidently they should. That ball was right off his glove. And yeah, we're starting to see some more shade come in. That one is high in the air. And the left fielder Fabian will run it down. Runner at second, thinking about going to third. And that is not a good idea as he tries to get to third. Well, here is Drew Swift. Wichita leading 15-7. Bottom half of the 8th inning, and here's Drew Swift. Wichita and Arkansas, boy, the wind surge giving the Travelers a run for their money today. And that's going to be right there. Liner straight away right, and that's a base hit. 2-out single. That'll put first and third. Rockhounds have the tie-breaking run out there at third base. The go-ahead at first. Yeah, sun coming back out. A lot of clouds today, and yeah, partly cloudy. So for this ball game and broadcast, it's been on and off shade for the Midland area. There's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Changeup gets him out forward for strike 2. Willie McGyver's 1 for 3. Pretty good right there. This broadcast brought to you in part by Taco Villa. Spice your life in pretty good locations around Amarillo, Hobbs, Midland, Odessa, San Angelo, and so many other places as well. Wish they would come to San Antonio and knock out Taco Bell and Taco Cabana as well. Even though those two places, well, pretty much don't like them at all, but what the heck. Don't be mean. So no runs on a couple of hits, no errors and 2 left on. And we got the top of the 9th inning coming up, and we're still tied at 6-6. San Antonio catcher Ethan Salas, Joshua Mears, and Marcos Castañon will lead off the top of the 9th inning for San Antonio when we come back. We are deadlocked at 6 as we head for the 9th right after these messages. Top half of the ninth inning, still tied ball game 6-6 as we get set for another inning of baseball in this homestand and be the last one of the week here in Midland. I'm glad everybody is joining us in this broadcast. We are super excited as we get going for the last inning of this homestand. Well, we're tied at 6-6. We bring you John Baker, and here he goes. Thank you, Bob, and for my friend, as always, here in Midland, and for San Antonio as well. We are about ready to go for the top of the ninth inning as the catcher, Ethan Salas, will get something going. It's a tie ball game. It's anybody's game this afternoon. Even if Midland could get in, walk it off the bottom of the ninth inning, and that'll put them up to 23-15 in first place in the South Division. 23-16. Whoops. Uh-oh. Whoops. So I will say that again. 23-16 if they walk off bottom of 9.
2 strikes.
Well, Arkansas may not get that win, and so far Wichita gets that first place position. They come in and they are just batting the brains out of the Arkansas Travelers. Joshua Mears, the center fielder, comes in. Got a lot of fans out here in the Midland Rockhounds, and that's going to be right there, jump throw, and they got him. 2 down.
The batter, the first baseman, Marcos Castanon.
Well, that'll bring up Marcos Castanon as he comes in. 2 down in this half inning. Boy, wasted opportunities trying to get in and score in some runs. That is right there out of play and foul. But evidently the cloud coverage is going away from the ballpark to the right-hand side, but more cloud cover expected through the day. Cloudy skies through the overnight with chances of thunderstorms Monday and Tuesday here in Midland. Evidently, we are back home in San Antonio at our home ballpark, Wolf Stadium. 15-7, Wichita. Over at Arkansas, they're at the top of the ninth there on the porch. That is blistered. That is deep. That is gone. And San Antonio takes the lead. It's now 7-6. That one by Marcos Castanon is a little steam going for San Antonio. Mission's trying to get back. They are celebrating in the dugout. But this game ain't over yet. But evidently not to the last out performed, and that's going to do for the starter, Ben Bowden. Ben had a terrific couple of innings, but now the manager's deciding this ball should be taken away and given to another relief pitcher. That'll bring up Stevie Emanuel's 4-seam slider and a cutter. Will pretty much get in. And so far, pretty good. Well, in softball, we got ladies A&M Aggies playing. Don't know who they're playing, but evidently they've literally just been getting blown away by the other team. Yeah, the Aggies for the women's side is not doing too well. Oh, Jacob Campbell coming in. Lifts that one high in the air, and he's chasing it down right there. He's got it for the out. But Marcos Castanon gets the big solo shot to left field, and that will put San Antonio back on top. It's now 7-6 for the San Antonio Missions. And we head to the bottom of the ninth as Bell Angeles, Halter, and Nankill will lead off the ninth inning and try to salvage what is left of this game in the bottom of 9. We'll be right back. All right, bottom half of the ninth inning for Midland right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Bell Angeles leads it off 1, 2, and 3. Bottom of 9, San Antonio leading this game 7-6. Last of the ninth. Here's the pitch, is inside for a strike, and it's 0-1. And we're underway for the Midland half of 9. Boy, a lot of fans starting to get up and start showing the support for Midland. And so far, Rockhounds first place. They win this one here today. They'll be 23-16. First place for the South Division. Wichita taking that big win, 15-7. They're in first place in the North Division. 1 ball, 2 strikes to pitch. That swing and a miss right there. And Angeles goes down.
Now batting.
So 2 left for the Rockhounds. 2 for 4 is Colby Halter. Halter coming in, ready to go. And he drills him right in the back. And that will award him first base.
Number 19,
Boy, Nate Nankill coming as he grounded out in the first inning. And that's going to be a taken in strike. It's 0-1. Rockhounds trying to get up in there. And that is right there in the count now, 1-1. Well, again, we're starting to see some shade. Some clouds. That's pretty good. The 1-1. Swing and a miss right there. The count now 1-2. Boy, that is ugly. Ugly swing. And the pitch. That one high and outside, 2-2. He holds off of that one. They're pretty good on that one. And they're going to balk him. What the heck is this all about? Now first and second. Now the winning run now at first base. Nick Kurtz coming in. And the pitch to him. Swing and a miss right there. The count now, 0-1. Nankill at first, Halter at second. Just a base open, and that is third base. The pitch, and that is right there. And they throw down to the plate, and that will load up the bases. And that's going to be an error on San Antonio. Boy, and that manager, he is fired up. I would be too if I was him. I would say, dadgummit, why you do that for? Throw down to first, you idiot. I mean, I tell you, I would. I mean, I tell you one thing, guys. That is just awful. When you throw down and you know you can get out at first. And boy, you really get an error right there. I bet that manager's pulling his hair out saying, oh man, why'd you do that for? But, you know, I just kid around. Yeah, you're funny, John. No, right there, the count now swings and misses, and that's 2 down.
The batter, number 6.
Boy, bases loaded. And that'll bring up Nick Schwartz. And, yep, they're going to intentionally walk him, and that will tie us up at 7. Well, Henry Bolt's coming in. Tie ball game, 7-7. Well, knowingly, I do believe, I think fans are really excited if the go-ahead run and winning run out there at third base is ready to come in, or if there's more extra baseball here today. That's an inside strike, and it's 0-1 to Henry Bolt. Just love his last name, but there ain't no E in where his last name is. The E is always silent. That is high fly in the air, and that will do it. So they will leave the bases loaded. They walk in a run, and we are going to extra innings here. 10th inning, and we're tied 4 times in a row, and it's 7-7. So back here for more baseball as Campbell, the right fielder, will come in. Roederer, Rojas, and Cedeno will try to get in and get this ball game under wraps. 10th inning straight ahead. San Antonio 7, Midland 7. We're getting into extra innings as we go to the top of the 10th inning for San Antonio, right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Well, gotta say, we are getting ready for the top of the 10th for San Antonio, and we're deadlocked at 7. Now, I think the reason why we loaded up the bases was because a lot of fans wanted extra baseball today, and so far we're bringing that forward as we get it going. Well, the Frisco Rough Riders will start in exactly a few hours from now, taking on the Corpus Christi Hooks. And we'll say that they got rain in their forecast. So it looks like they will go into a weather delay. It's possible, but evidently the Corpus Christi Hooks and Frisco Rough Riders will evidently start hopefully in a few hours, or maybe they'll enter into a rain delay. We lead it off the 10th inning. We are tied 4th time in a row in one day, 4 times, 7-7. And boy, I tell you, Bob, a lot of hard hit balls. We're 16 runs in this ball game. 7 plus 7, that is 16, by the way. And I will say that is pretty good for both sides, for San Antonio and Midland. Yeah, it sure is, John. And tell you one thing, it is really good. Well, we lead off the 10th inning as Jacob Campbell will be the pinch runner at second. Bull Roederer, the DH, coming to bat here in extra innings. Here's the pitch. That one is inside for a strike. It's 0-1. A lot of people don't want this homestand to end. They want it to continue onward, and so far we got y'all a extra inning or two. But evidently we thank y'all for coming out to the ball game here in Midland. Rockhounds head east to Frisco after today. Bob and I and the San Antonio crew will head back home to our town, San Antonio, Texas. Getting ready to take on Wichita starting Tuesday through Sunday next week. That one is delivered high in the air, and that is going to bounce the wall. And they will not chance it here. First and third.
Now batting.
So nobody out here in this game. They are coming like you've never seen before. They had to hold up at first, and knowing that that ball will be put back in. Yendry Rojas coming in, and that is a ball down and in. 1 ball, no strikes. 1 for 3, a single by the hot corner from San Antonio. Well, evidently 2 hours and 36 into this broadcast, and we'll say pretty good. You know, a lot of clouds and getting a little bit more shade here in this one. The big cumulus cloud up there to right field was right over the ballpark. It gave us a few little rain droplets. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now. And here's the pitch. Right there, called third strike, Rojas down. And that is the first one for Stevie Emanuels. 3 for 4, 2 double, single, 2 runs at second baseman Norwillian Cedeno. And as he comes in, here's the pitch to him. That one outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Boy, already getting About to the 4 o'clock hour, which it already is here in Midland. So about 4:30, near 5 o'clock. So far, the Corpus Christi Hooks at Frisco Rough Riders. There is Statesman's Park supposed to start, but evidently they are getting rain this evening. That one is outside, 2-2 the count now. 2-1 runner at first. First and third, and one away. And that's called third strike. Look at that. It gets two back-to-backs. And pretty good on that as well. Leo Dallas DeVries coming in. Tie ball game, 7. And that is right there, popped and foul. On the count now, 0-1. And the pitch to him. And he's going to pop that right there. And that ball is foul. So no balls, 2 strikes to Leo Dallas DeVries. That one is hit right to first, and they got him. So they tightrope out of extreme danger. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error. And I will say that error was right into the game itself. But anyway, we are going to the bottom of 10 as Drew Swift will lead it off. Now the pinch runner is Bolt, as he will be the winning run for Midland. And we'll be right back. We'll see what goes on here, as this is a very tight ball game this afternoon. So back here for more Texas League baseball on the Sunday afternoon, and it is 7 tied. We lead off the bottom half of the 10th inning for Midland in extra innings right now on the Rockhounds Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Drew Swift coming on. And the batter, second, is Bolt. And here's pitch. That is inside for a strike, and it's 0-1. The leadoff batter of the extra innings order. Deal one. Right there, swing and a miss.
No balls, 2 strikes.
And the count now, no balls, 2 strikes. And a pitch. And that's going to be right there. Leo Dallas-Sevries will fire in to Castagnon. And that is out number 1. So nowhere for that runner at second to go. Willie McIver coming, 1 for 4, triple and a run. Well, first time around, we come to Midland for 6 games. And it feels like we don't want to leave at all. This home is really good place. But John, we will be back real soon. And that is for sure. I'll keep that in mind. That's right there in the count now, 1-1. McIver has a runner in scoring position. He's a 9-hitter. 1 away, bottom of 10. And that's right there. Liner straight away. And that could win it. And in as the Rockhounds walk off the homer. And they are celebrating. And that'll send the home fans happy. They go home. What a way to end this one in extra innings. And they will finish this game and head to Frisco for their start of the series. Well, 8-7 as Midland beats San Antonio, just a run in. Winner on the mound, Stevie Emanuels, and the loss for San Antonio goes to Omar Cruz. Well, we're going to have kids run the bases, and so far, pretty good on that. So 8 runs, 13 hits, no errors for Midland. 7 runs, 16 hits, 1 error for San Antonio. And pretty good on that. Well, a nice day that we've had, and so far, it was 4 games in 6 that San Antonio had lost, but evidently it is what it is. Well, anyway, Omar Cruz gets the loss. Henry Bolt is 2 for 5 with 2 home runs with 2 RBIs. Stevie Emanuels will take the win for Midland. Well, I got to say, it was a nice week here in Midland. We've had a great time. And so far, we are about ready to pack on the bags on the bus. And it's a 5-hour road trip back to San Antonio as we get ready to take on Wichita Tuesday through Sunday this next week. Well, Midland winning today, they are now 23-16. So they are still first place in the South Division. So it'd be Midland, Frisco, Wichita, and Arkansas. 4 teamers that are still in first and second place, which that's pretty incredible right there. Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. It really is. So you think about how hard these boys are playing, and so far they are really coming at it. Yeah, they sure are. Well, anyway, it is about close to about 5:45, and Corpus Christi and Frisco hopefully would get going, but evidently they are in a rain delay. Evidently, as we looked at the live stream, they are trying to get everything ready, but evidently they know the sky is dark and stadium lights are on. Rain is falling there so they will wait until later on. I mean, we're going to see what happens after that. But anyway, this win goes to Midland, and they will still have the first place win, as Midland now 23-16 in first place. Frisco is a game and a half, and so far it's now a 4 games and a half that San Antonio has to win. And they need to win in San Antonio against the Wichita Wind Surge. I mean, that's a big, big deal that we have another homestand coming up in San Antonio. And really, we need to get something going. Yeah, for sure, John. I hope the San Antonio Missions could get their heads in the game. They lost the 2-game winning streak after this one here in Midland. And so far, it was not a good one. Yeah, that is for sure. Well, we are 2 hours and 51 minutes into this live stream. And so far, kids are running around the bases. Let's go ahead and give you runs, hits, and errors. First for the victorious Midland Rockhounds. 8 runs, 13 hits, and no errors. And for San Antonio, 7 on 16. And 1 error for the Missions. And so far, pretty good on that as well. Well, I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. We sure did. Boy, the weekends go by really quick. And so far, we will indeed have another weekend. We take on the Wichita Wind Surge, and then it's off to Arkansas. And then it's back home to take on Midland. And then after that, it's straight to Amarillo. Wow, you know the schedule very well, John. Yeah, I sure do. But anyway, I will say, looks like Dallas and Frisco are ready to get some downpours and heavy thunderstorms. Corpus Christi and Frisco may get rained out tonight, but we will see what is going on. Well, anyway, this will just about do it for our broadcast here in Midland. So far, final score 8-7. Midland wins it by a run. Extra innings through 10. So pretty good as well. Well, Bob, we're getting ready to head home. So yes, we will conclude this live stream. We are headed back to San Antonio. Hopefully, think tomorrow, because that's road travel with San Antonio. Leave after breakfast, and then we are back home to take on Wichita. Well, anyway, hope you guys have a good rest of your evening. Go watch a movie, do something. It's off day tomorrow. Midland heads to Frisco. San Antonio goes home to take on the Wichita Wind Surge. So anyway, you guys be safe, and we'll see you next go round.